G'day, I'm Mike from Self-Sufficient Me, and in this video we're going to taste test fermented alfalfa sprouts in pond water. Well, that's what some people have said it looks like. And yeah, it kind of does look like pond water. It doesn't look the best, and I think I'm quite brave having a crack at it. Let's just get into it. But before we do get into it, I'm not trying to delay here. I am going to taste it. But you should know what's actually in here and how it's made. So I guess I should do my bit and taste these sprouts, shouldn't I? Whack him down here. We'll take the lid off with the airlock. Put that to the side. And the first thing I'm going to do is have a smell of it, because that's part of the tasting process. It's got to smell alright. If it smells off, I mean, well, I will touch it, but it's a warning. But if it smells tangy, you know, well then perhaps it's doing alright. It smells pretty earthy. Doesn't smell too bad. It's got a little bit of a floaty thing on top, a little bit of floating mould, but I don't think that's anything. That's normal with a lot of ferments. The next thing I'm going to do is get out that lid, that glass weight that I had in there. Rightio. That's out. I guess that weight was holding it down. Look at it floating now. Check it out. I'm not stalling here. I'm gonna eat some, but see how it's floating. So the alfalfa are still combined. So that weight was holding it down even though it had gone to the side. Otherwise it would have floated up and then it would spoil on top. Okay. Wish me luck. I'll just take off a little bit here. Really salty. It's crunchy. But it hasn't fermented down very well. And it's kind of unpleasant because of the saltiness. And chewy. It's like grass. Well, that's a disappointment. Smells good, looks good, but yeah, not very pleasant to eat. Here it is. It's kept its texture. It is crunchy, but it's not pleasant. You can just taste the brine. It's like salty water. It's like seawater. And so the fermentation process just hasn't worked, even though it's been sitting there for 3 weeks. And I've seen this before. I've fermented beetroot before, and it hasn't, no matter how long I sat it on the bench, I think it was 2-3 months, it didn't deteriorate, it didn't go soggy or anything. The beetroot was as hard as the day we put it in there, but it just never bubbled away enough and fermented down. What I think would be the solution, I don't think fermenting sprouts is a negative thing at all. I think it's a good idea, just poorly executed. I don't think we should ferment them all at once like this, and if we do, well then what we need to do is add a starter to it. The remnants of a pickle solution or fermented sauerkraut, the juice from that, put that in with it and it may well do the job. But left on its own, because probably it's grown in a fairly sterile environment, it's in a glass jar, it's indoors, it hasn't been exposed outside to any natural bacteria, I would say that's the reason why it hasn't fermented down like other vegetables do, other vegetables traditionally do. So what I would do, this is something I'm going to try in the future and very soon, is grow the sprouts, but instead of fermenting just sprouts, I'll throw the sprouts into a mixed ferment of different types of vegetables. I love the mixed ferment vegetables. Throw in some kale, throw in some cabbage, throw in some broccoli, throw in some cauliflower, a few carrots, finely chopped, some alfalfa or other different types of sprouts, bean sprouts, broccoli sprouts, whatever. And then I reckon you'd find that it would be fermenting down and have a really good taste about it. It's just that what I've done here hasn't worked. And I think that's why. But see, if I didn't have a crack at it, I wouldn't know, and it wouldn't have led me on to thinking about other things. So you can't win them all, but I've learned something out of it. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, give it a big thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. Share the video around and get into experimenting in your backyard with your food. Grow your own food and experiment with it. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye for now.